And we are live.
What is up, guys? It is the Sports Star Bradley Walker, and welcome back to the Walker Report. Happy Thursday to you. Yes, as I'm watching the Rams game, please rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. She passed away today. That's in England, but she had a big impact, I think, around the world as far as world leaders and all that. So rest in peace, Queen Elizabeth. Guys, hopefully tonight I won't have any power outages and internet last week. The rain it's already rained already, so hopefully the rest of this evening. But we are sponsored, guys, by creatingzenspaces.com, the local choice in St. Petersburg, Florida, for house cleaning, organization, decluttering, and pet sitting. It's about finding the peace within you and adding comfort to your life. Guys, remember, Zen Spaces begins with you. Be kind to yourself and one another. We are also sponsored by Garrett's Carrots. Illuminate your inner self, shatter the trendy norms, and open up your world to a newfound level of confidence and admiration. Garrett's Carrots, designer jewelry and luxury accessories. The show is being aired live on In the Zone Sports Talk Radio and NGSE Sports. Guys, remember the website. It's ngsesports.com for all your current sports content. Welcome in, guys. Happy Thursday. It's the start of the National Football League season. Tonight begins the season as we kick off with the Rams and the Bills. I have both of my esteemed co-hosts on. Good evening, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Good evening.
We are doing well.
Happy opening day.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
You
Opening
guys?
day, baby.
I was telling Lou, telling Adam in the little pre-show thing, I forgot to transfer my show notes over, so we're going to have to wing it for the first hour. Then we'll get into college and the NFL like we do. Go through all the games, pick the lines, go through all the over-unders and all that
I've
stuff.
done it too.
I maybe will have a USF friend of mine coming on later in the show.
Okay.
Of course, if you guys did watch the game, I was there live to watch that. Slaughtering BYU is up by 28 points midway through the first quarter. Not the first half, the first quarter.
First quarter.
Yeah, it was ugly early.
And
Ugly as sin.
reading all of the local headlines, people want Jeff Scott fired. Pump the brakes, guys. Pump the brakes. Just chill out. BYU is a good program. They're a good football team. And I actually think that they're favored over Baylor this week, if I'm not mistaken. So,
I like BYU in that game.
Yeah, pump the brakes a little bit.
Right.
Now, if USF goes out and lays a nig against Howard this week, that's a different story on
That's a whole nother ball game.
Correct.
Right.
And again, the following week, they're in Gainesville to play the Gators. And I don't think they'll have a shot at that game either. Then we'll start rolling into conference play. They have Eastern Carolina, who lost to NC State last Saturday by 1 point, if I'm not mistaken.
What a game that was.
I was watching that game as I was coming into the press box on Saturday. The USF game was delayed by 2.5 hours before kickoff.
I saw that.
Weather issues. Yep. And the funny thing is, I didn't know this until actually going through a rain delay. Every time that there's a lightning strike within 8 miles of the stadium, they reset the clock. So it goes again until they have no more lightning within the area. So every time they get a lightning strike, another 25 minutes on the clock. And they would keep doing that. Then all of a sudden they came out at 6 o'clock and said, kickoff's going to be at 6:35. They're going to have a 10-minute warm-up. So you'll see them come out at 6:10 or 6:15. They'll come out. They both came out, did their stretches, whatever. Everyone's like, well, the rain delay affected USF. It sure didn't affect BYU. Because they came out 75.
Usually affects one team with the other, not both.
Well, yeah, and then the first play of scrimmage was a 75-yard run. I mean, we couldn't contain their offense. They spread us out. They exposed it. That's going to be something that's, Coach Scott's going to have to fix. I think he will fix it. I think this team can win 4 or 5 games this season. There are 4 or 5 winnable games. The first part of the schedule is hard. When you play BYU, then you play Florida in the first 3 games, it's not easy by any means of the imagination.
No, it isn't.
and USF is not, they're not, a big program yet. They're not, they're not there. They're not at that
No.
level yet. So just give them time. Give it time. But other than that, it was a great first week in college football. The Gators
Good to have it back, baby.
pulled off a win. If you guys remember, I said I didn't think they were going to beat Utah. I said
I didn't think they were either.
that they were not going to beat
How many
Utah.
thought Rutgers was not going to beat BC?
Oh, did Rutgers
What
beat
a
BC?
game.
Yep.
Yes, they did.
Good, that's
22-21.
awesome. Greg Schiano, huh? Greg Schiano. That's good.
Schiano.
That's awesome. I mean, there were a lot. I mean, what other upsets were there over the weekend? Anybody else? I mean,
Does Florida State LSU count as an upset?
nah, I don't know about that.
No.
I don't know about that. LSU looks horrible. Yeah, they look horrible. Now, Brian Kelly's got a lot of work to do. Obviously, new head coach, new system, everything, and
Yeah.
but they dominated that game. I'm sorry, reverse that. FSU dominated that game. They should have won by a lot more than 1 point.
Yeah.
FSU
Yeah.
should have won by a lot more than 1 point.
Another
Miami-
missed extra point.
Miami killed Bethune-Cookman, I think, if I'm not mistaken. They beat him pretty handily.
What do you want?
Yeah.
It's Bethany Cookman. I mean, really, that's not
I
even.
mean, that poor girl. I mean, all out there all by herself against all those grown men.
yeah.
Yeah. So that was
Doesn't make much for a football team, does it?
What
No, not much.
were you guys' thought on the Ohio State Notre Dame game? Is Notre Dame not overrated, or is Ohio State overrated, or vice
A bit
versa?
overrated.
I
mean,
think it's two evenly matched teams playing good football. And when you got two good teams playing good football, you got good football.
could have done better.
Because I mean that
I-
game was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. And be honest,
Yeah, I really thought that
Gerald?
I thought Ohio State would really take it to Notre Dame, but Notre Dame hung in there.
No, I wasn't expecting that at all. I wasn't expecting a blowout at all by those two teams. Now, in the case of another one, Oregon against that should have been a closer game. Instead, that was a disaster.
Georgia took
I-
them to the whooping shed.
I didn't know
Georgia-
Oregon
that
had
was-
a-
I mean, I know Georgia's great, but Oregon is not a slouch team, and they got whooped. 49,
know-
490-2, or whatever it was.
I didn't know Oregon had a game, and apparently neither did they.
Yeah, watch.
Oh my god, that was a debacle. That
Well,
was bad from the jump.
A
Here's
comedy
my-
of errors from the start.
Well, here's my
Okay.
question. Now that Utah and Oregon, who are both kind of highly touted in the Pac-12, to go to the playoff.
Yeah,
Now, with them both losing, who do you think that hurts more? Do you think it hurts Utah more, or do you think it hurts Oregon more? Because Utah lost to an unranked team where Georgia was ranked. So,
Utah.
Utah?
I
Yeah.
think it. I don't think it. I think it. I don't necessarily think it. I think it hurts both teams very, very much, but it helps SC.
Yes, it does help SC.
Yes.
Correct. Yep.
And they came out and they thumped Rice 66-14. So I really think that you puts out USC right back on the map, right back in the conversation.
Yeah, that game was over from the beginning.
Mm.
Well, I mean, so do you guys think that maybe USC is the best team now in the Pac-12? I
You
don't-
gotta think they might be.
Hang on a second. Okay.
Or do you think Utah can run out the schedule the rest of the way? You think they can win the rest of their games and be
No.
right there in the Pac-12 championship?
No.
Yeah, because SC's not playing Oregon this year.
Okay.
They'll play Utah a little bit later on this season.
Okay. So USC, okay.
It was shocking. Florida beating at Utah this week.
I was shocked that they beat them too. I didn't think that Florida would be able to beat Utah.
Yeah, they got to play Oregon later on.
I think you, speaking of the Gators, I think you got another classic game coming up Saturday against Kentucky. I think Kentucky's banged up, but it's still going to be. It's one of those classic games. It's like Kentucky's like the little brother that won't go away.
It's basketball, not football.
True.
But Kentucky wants to prove that they're a football team.
Correct.
Good luck.
They have a chance to go in and beat a number 12 go on the road and take care of business in Gainesville and get some respect in the SEC. They want the respect in the SEC. They got to go earn it. They got to earn it, and this is a week to prove it. And
The
prove
game
that
is
they
sold
belong.
sold
Of course
out too.
it's-
Right.
It's a sold
Of course
out game, and I being there, seeing 89,000 people is amazing. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's
Yeah.
the same way in Michigan when you have 110,000 people in a stadium. It's so cool to see everybody
The only
there, no
thing
matter
that
who you
sucks is
cheer
getting
for.
back out of there.
It's just awesome in general.
Yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sure. I'm sure it's amazing being there. Getting parked in that. But the some bitch of the whole thing is getting out again.
See, and when I went Bud last year to the FSU game, that was the hard part. Getting there was no problemo, but leaving there, forget it, man. It was like
Everybody's trying at the same time you are. Of
an
course.
I-75.
Yeah.
So yeah. Yep.
You got 110,000 people all trying to go to the same place you're going.
Yeah.
Out.
And the game was a blowout early. I was trying to leave early, so you're still screwed.
Right.
Yeah. I've never left early, ever. No matter how bad it's gotten.
Never.
Never left.
I
early.
left at halftime last week to get with the USF game. I did leave at halftime.
Well, it was USF. I mean, come on.
Now I won't leave early this week though. So
I'm here to the bitter end, man. When
I
it's
got
so-
gold holes with the fingers. That's got to be rich.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I wanted to.
And it says I had marched on that field when I was in high school. I'm guessing that's Rich too. I don't know who that is.
Yep.
Okay. I saw something today. Lewis, the F1 driver, got penalized for losing something an accident
I heard.
last week's race, and he's going to be penalized, pushed back further in the grid or something like that.
Is he getting another grid penalty?
That's what I
Hey,
was.
guys,
That's
I'm
what I,
listening. I'm listening. I'm just fixing me something to eat, and I'll be on.
no problem, Gerald. No problem. You're good, bud. Yeah, you can read that, bud, but I thought I saw it on Score that he had gotten another.
Yeah, I hadn't. I'd seen that he'd gotten a penalty, but I hadn't heard any more about that. I can't find it. Let me go here.
Because wasn't that race on ESPN2 on Saturday, or was it ESPN on Sunday
It was on ESPN on Sunday morning.
morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunday morning.
Yeah, it was at 9:00 because
9
they were
o'clock in the
in.
morning. I was watching a little bit of it on Sunday.
Yeah, they were in Belgium. Not Belgium.
Okay, that explains it
Oh,
then.
wait, was it the Belgian Grand Prix? Shit, the Dutch Grand Prix. Yeah, in Holland.
Holland,
They were in
okay.
Holland last week. No, wait. They were in Belgium last week. They're in Holland this week.
This week. Okay.
Jesus fucking Christ. If I just looked at this shit and read it, what I actually said. No, wait. They were in Holland last week.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
all totally confused and turned around here. Okay, I think I know where I'm at. Yeah, she's taking a grid penalty this week in Monza at the Italian Grand Prix. He
hasn't won this year, right? So far?
no, he hasn't won so far this year.
Hamilton?
Yeah,
Yeah, he hasn't won a race. I don't think he's won an F1 race this year.
So where does he rank in the
So-
standings?
Who's the defending world champ? Is he the defending world champ?
no,
or is-
Max is the defending world champ.
Okay.
He's 6th in the points right now. He had to make a unapproved change to the power unit. Standings, that's what I was looking for. Yeah, Max. Wow. Max has a 109-point lead over Leclerc. Perez is 3rd, and they're tied at 201. Russell is 4th. Sainz is 5th, and Hamilton is 6th.
James.
Well, the guys that are doing the football game are Collinsworth, Chirico. I can't stand. I can't stand either one of them. Can't stand either
What
one
do
of
you
them.
hate more?
Mike
Collinsworth by
Tirico.
far.
I can't stand Mike
Okay.
Tirico. I just
Never had a problem.
I don't know
with
what it is
Tirico.
about him. I mean, I know he's been on ESPN. He's well respected. No, I'm not shading any disrespect towards him. I just
Right.
not a fan of his. And Collinsworth's a Gator, so I don't know how I hate a Florida Gator, but yeah, he's a Gator. So
I've never liked him.
I
I've
don't like Chris
never
Collinsworth.
liked him.
nope.
Yeah.
So when the game switched to Amazon, who's on with Al Michaels? Who's the color guy for him?
Herb Street,
Oh, Kirky. Okay. Okay.
another one I can't stand.
I gotta find a way how to get that.
Let me ask you guys a question. And I read an article reading up to College Game Day last week during week one.
Comes.
They want Lee Corso gone. Is it
Good.
time for Coach Corso to go or
It's-
what?
Been time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
About 15 years too long.
Someone
I-
said it was 5 years. He should have been gone 5 years ago, back in
I've never.
2018. Yeah.
When you're that
I've
bad,
never
you
liked
don't
Lee
have to
Corso.
stay that long. And Joe Schmuck is doing Monday night. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him and
Joe
Troy.
Buck and Troy Aikman.
Yeah, Troy Aikman on ESPN or
Joe
the
Schmuck. Oh.
Yeah.
I see a robot that can do better than them.
But real quick, what happened in NASCAR over the weekend? I didn't get a chance to
Oh,
even watch it or check any news on it.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was a war of attrition on Sunday night. It was a real battle. The lady in black earned her nickname. It was a lot. There were nine of the 16 playoff drivers had issues. Elliott wrecked out early. Kyle Busch blew up with 20 to go. Under caution, just blew up. The 4 caught fire. That was scary. So there were a couple of the other guys had some. There were some incidents, and Eric Jones won the race.
So where are they at now this week? Are they in Daytona?
This week they're in Kansas.
Kansas. Okay.
Kansas City, Kansas. And then next week they're in Bristol.
Bristol. So is it now after Bristol? It narrows it down more as far as it goes.
Yep.
It's 9 drivers. Is that where it's
12.
That's Bristol, Tennessee, right?
Yep.
Okay. Not Bristol, Connecticut, the home of ESPN.
And
No, not Bristol.
correct me if I'm wrong. Is Bristol a short track?
It is.
Okay. I'm trying to gain a little bit more knowledge. And
No.
Pocono's the triangle, right? Pocono's
Yep.
the triangle track.
Yes.
I hate Pocono.
And then the two
I like that.
return plate tracks are Daytona and Talladega, correct?
And Atlanta.
And in Atlanta. So there's three return. Okay. See, I'm learning new things every day. I want to try to get to learn more about NASCAR and F1. Because I have been watching F1 since Monaco a little bit. Alternative.
Yeah, I like a little F1 on Sunday morning. It's a good way to get the day started.
But I would have been on your show on TikTok had I not gotten a new phone on Saturday.
Yeah, I saw that.
2.5 hours to get my dang phone, and then by the time I got all the apps to work,
How does it work? I forget because I was trying to get into it. Like I don't think I have proper access.
I'm not sure. Click on the link that I sent you, and it should bring up my screen.
Okay, we'll try it again because
Yeah.
I don't know. It said it was something, and like I couldn't figure it out. So I was trying to.
I'm gonna go donate plasma, so I might listen in while I'm donating plasma this Saturday.
All right.
Yeah.
And might not be able to talk, but I should be able to kind of answer, typing stuff in or something like that. But
Right. I don't think I'd be able to have any.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll try again this Saturday. I'm see what happens because I don't know what I do. I was trying to figure out something doesn't sound right here. Hopefully, I'll figure it out.
It has been officially announced. North Wilkesboro is back on the schedule, a lot sooner than I expected. They'll be hosting the All-Star race next year.
Huh.
I'd like to get Gerald's thoughts on that when he comes back from getting some foods.
That's
But
going to
yeah.
be awesome.
I'm
That's gonna be
excited to see if it'll live up to the hype. I think everybody's got it all hyped up in their head that it's gonna be amazing, and I just hope it pays off.
Well, the thing with that is every time you think you hype it up, you think it's going to be good, and then just
It
doesn't-
disappoints.
Yeah.
It disappoints, and that's
Yeah.
what I'm
But
afraid.
my
I'm afraid
question is that track ready for NASCAR?
Well, they're giving it a race. Ready or not, here we come. I think it's good that they gave it the All-Star race though, as opposed to trying to give it an actual points-paying race. And then that way they can find out whether or not it's ready to host a race.
True.
And if it's not ready to host a race, then they'll be able to take another full year and get it even more ready.
Hey Lou, I have a question. Is Aaron Judge going to break Roger Maris's record?
it's
It's gonna be
doable.
close.
It's doable. I think he's at 55 now, or unless he hit one tonight. If he does hit one tonight, then he's really within striking distance. I mean, they got to get hot, though. So it is doable. See, he's got 3 weeks to do it, so I don't see the odds are in his favor to break it.
Well, they say he's on pace to hit 65. If he continues on the
That'll do it.
path,
Well, I don't know about 65, but I think maybe, 62 might be
to
variable.
break it.
Yeah.
Nice. And I mean, if
And of course, that would be the most legit record because, well, as far as we know, as far as we know that he's not taking anything, unlike the other three who did break the record, who were caught cheating.
yeah, correct.
So,
Yeah.
so this would
They
be in the legit stage.
He's got 18 games left to do it.
I think in all honesty, and I'm not a Yankee fan, but if anybody needs to break it, it should be another Yankee. It should be another Yankee. I mean, that record's been there for years. He's been in the American League for a long time, and he did it the right way. And if Judge isn't doing anything illegal, why not? Why not have him do it? I was just looking, guys, at the standings. In the American League East, the Yankees have a 5-game lead on the Rays, who have come out of the blue all of a sudden and started winning baseball games again. So they're back in the thick of it. Toronto is 6.5 out. Baltimore's 11 out. The Red Sox are 16.5 out. I would love to, and in all retrospect, I hope maybe Baltimore makes the playoffs. It would be great to see them get
Long
in.
shot, but
I mean, it would be cool to see them get in.
They got an outside chance.
Yep. The Central's pretty tight. You have the Guardians on top of the Twins, White Sox only by 2 games. Kansas City is 15.5 out. It's 19 out in the division. Houston, I think, basically has the AL West locked up. They have an 11-game lead on Seattle, and then the rest of the league is 28. 38 games up on the A's. Wow, that is a big gap.
Yeah.
The Mets still have a half-game lead on the Braves. The Phillies are 11 out. Miami and Washington are both 30-plus games away.
Yeah.
The Redbirds have an 8.5-game lead on Milwaukee.
Yeah.
The Cubs, Reds, and Pirates are long out of it. And then the Dodgers basically have the NL West locked up 19 games ahead of San Diego. And the wild card, let's see what the wild card looks like. Because now we can start talking about wild card now.
Yeah.
Because we're getting, what is there, 3 weeks left?
3.5 weeks. 3.5 weeks. Well,
this season?
About four. Don't remember, we started late this season, so.
Correct.
Yeah, he's on pace. He's on pace for 62.5. If it continues on.
That would be. I think that's doable.
I think it's very doable.
I think. Yep.
Or 63, whatever 55 plus 7 is.
62.
62. Yeah, 62. Yep. I did the math right the first time.
Of course, he has to avoid injury.
Yes.
I was gonna say he can't miss any time. He
Right.
can't take a rest day. But if you're chasing, what's more important, individual honors or rings? And if you ask me, it's rings.
I would say
And
championships.
go
Absolutely.
get. Oh my God, Jesus, Josh.
Oops.
So it's Houston, the Yankees, and the Guardians that are the division leaders.
Mhm.
Tampa Bay has a 1.5 game lead on Seattle, and then Seattle has a half game lead on Toronto for the second wild card spot. And the Orioles are only 4.5 out of the top wild card spot.
Wow.
So
Okay.
they're not that far out. I mean,
Not bad from a team that lost 100 plus games last year.
yeah, and they're
And
70
had one- had-
65 this season. Yep.
72
Yep.
65. I mean, it's a. The only problem is that are they a flash in the pan,
That's a good question.
Mm,
or can they
Yeah.
sustain it?
Well, again, we'd have to see what happens next season. Do they come out of the blocks like they did
I
this
can see what
year,
happens in the draft.
struggling, and then all of a sudden they got it together, or do they come out right off the bat winning games and moving up in the AL East? That's going to be the interesting
Mhm.
question next season.
And
Football.
Boston's gonna retool.
Yep, they will. Yep.
Yeah.
Boston will be back. The Blue Jays look like they're gonna be strong for years to come.
I don't think the Rays are going anywhere either, to be honest with you.
No.
I don't think the Rays are going anywhere either.
Yeah.
And they only have looks like they have one more set against
The Rays are in New York to play the Yankees starting tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah, great.
So the Yankees have a 3-game lead or 5 games on them now. If the Rays were to sweep, they would only be 2 games out of first place
Yep.
with about 3 weeks left in the
But
season.
the Yankees are better at home.
That's true. They are better at home. So that is very true. That the Yankee Stadium. I just think too, Lou. I think, in all honesty, I think they got to get some more offense outside of Aaron Judge. I think their lineup, they're not hitting very well. They got to get some more production out of that lineup. I just hope that if he gets to 60, they don't walk him. They don't say, okay, we're just going to give him a free bag and not give him a shot to get
Right.
it. That's my only worry. If he gets to 60, all right, we're not gonna pitch to him anymore. Those managers are gonna be dicks and not pitch to him. I hope that doesn't happen. I really don't.
No.
And the NL wild card is Atlanta has a 7.5 game lead on both the Phillies and the Padres. The Brewers are only 3.5 out of the second wild card spot. So they're the only team because Arizona's 10 games out. No one above that. There's not enough. I mean, there are games left, but they'd have to collapse to get in front of them. That's not. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I don't think that's going to happen. You just got a big contract, Mr. Donald. Got a big contract.
Yeah.
Yes, he did. Indeed, he did.
Josh Allen running on the very first play. Well, that's pretty ballsy. But what happens if he'd have gotten hurt right there in the very play of the game? He gets hurt.
All right.
There goes the Bills.
Throwing caught.
Fantasy league.
There goes the
Yeah,
Bills
you took.
right there in one small move.
Houston, Arizona. Yes. Okay.
I was gonna say it's a touchdown.
Got away with it.
Jalen Ramsey came in and Ramsey tried to come in and go after Allen, and Allen threw right over the top of his head.
Naked boot. That's a.
They did that. They did sell that naked boot. Like, watch this.
Yeah,
They
absolutely. And there's a
completely
touchdown.
sold that. Completely.
100%.
Yep.
You got everybody tracked to the left. They're going to
Mhm.
the right. Offense
That's
is left.
downfield.
Yep.
And nobody there to cover him. Oh, God.
That's the first.
Walk right in on that one.
Speaking of baseball, guys, I saw an article today right before I got on here that they are going to have a pitch clock, and
Well, they're going to vote on this tomorrow.
okay, because I know
Oh, okay.
they wanted to do it next season, right? The 2023 season.
I thought it was already.
I know they're going to make the bases bigger. They're talking about robot, computer umpiring, other than safe calls and stuff like
That's
that.
dumb.
Strikes and balls will be called by upstairs by a computer, and then of course the pitch clock. I don't know what you guys' opinion is on that. Well, what would you be your opinion on a pitch clock? Should there be a pitch clock?
I'll give it a try. Let's give it a try. Let's
Okay.
see what
Yeah,
happens.
let's see what happens on that. I mean, maybe it might be faster as well.
If it improves pace of play, if it makes the game more interesting to watch, then okay, that's cool.
Yes.
I love robot umpires. Should have done that years ago. I've been an advocate of
What's
that for
next?
about.
What about players though?
Well, the thing about it is if you know that the strike zone's going to be consistent every time, it takes so much of the guesswork out of being a hitter. If
Right,
you know
but still.
if you know that you have 18 inches, that the strike zone is from shoulder to knee, and it's from the width of the plate. I'm not 10 inches or whatever it is. And you know that if it's in
15.
that 10 inches, you're gonna get a strike every time, and if it's outside that 10 inches, you're gonna get a ball every
the
time.
bases are at 15 right now, and they want to make it up to 18.
Yeah.
Well, how big is the home plate though?
15.
There's the question I have: Is home plate going to get bigger too, or just
I don't know.
I
just
don't.
first, second, and third? I think they're just making the bags bigger to improve, being able to steal, but cutting down injuries on, ankle injuries for the runners, the first baseman, stuff like that. I think that's what they're trying to get away from injuries to players. What they're trying to do.
Definitely. So that you can be on the bag without having to be on the bag.
Correct.
Avoiding those collisions at first base.
That's what you gotta do too.
But
they already got rid of you can't hit the catcher anymore, right? So
yeah, that's been gone for years.
Yeah,
can't run the catcher over anymore. But no, I think I want to see if the robot umpires improve the game. I think they will. I think for the sake of consistency, it'll make things better. You'll know if it's a strike or a ball. There won't be any more arguing balls and strikes. It'll be either a ball or a strike.
Well, as robots start arguing with each other. You're messing me up. Cut your circuit off.
Right.
Oh.
Or if there's a power outage at the stadium, the computer takes too long to load back up.
Or a meltdown.
Back to human umpiring.
Or the robot. I'm having a meltdown.
Yeah. Human
job. Your little job for the robot. Oh boy! Just when we thought it was gonna be just when we thought everything was all cleared up. Now we got this crap. I do this all night.
I think it'll be better. I think having a unbiased, then you can't get it. Then in the 8th inning when it's a 12-2 ball game, you don't have a umpire expanding the strike zone.
Right.
True.
Now here's the thought too. Of course, if we get robot broadcasters, we can replace Joe Buck. There you go.
I thought he was a robot.
Not a very good one though. Oh.
Indeed.
And the funny thing, his dad was such a great announcer. That's that part. His
dad
was
a
great announcer for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
So,
But
yeah.
no, I don't hate the idea of robot umps. I'm okay with the pitch clock, but I'm not a fan of the banning the shift.
Yeah, that was something that came
That
up too.
is
They're
kinda
going to
weird.
ban the shift. Yeah.
I don't think they should ban the shift. I think they should force hitters to hit to all fields.
Yeah.
I mean,
Be a better hitter.
mhm.
I agree. Or you know what? We're on a bunt. Everybody seems to forget how to
Yeah.
do that too in the major leagues.
Learn how to
Run the
bunt. Drop
ball,
down.
stupid.
I mean, if you've got 4 infielders on the right side, drop a bunt down the third base line and run it out.
Yeah.
Especially in a game-winning situation. You know, you're on first base. Bunt the ball, stupid.
Just bunt the damn ball. Small ball.
Or do like they did back in the old days where you had, suicide squeezes and stuff, man. Get the ball down, let
Yeah.
your
Hit and
runners
run.
run and get into scoring position for your
Pump,
big
throws,
hitter.
Caught.
My roommate's got Cooper Kupp on his fantasy team, so sure he's happy about that catch.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure.
I need Dawson Knox to get some points tonight.
I was gonna ask Lou. Sue Bird did play her last game, right? Because the
Correct.
Storm got eliminated by the Aces, right?
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, okay, I saw that. Okay.
No, is that Larry's daughter?
No.
No relation?
They're no
Yeah,
relation.
no
They're not related.
relation. Yeah.
I don't think that's even his real. I don't even think that's his real name. So I doubt they're related.
Hey, Mr. Walker,
Yes, sir.
I want to get your take. I want to get your take on something here real quick. Let me bring it up.
Okay.
You know who Maurice Jones-Drew is, right?
Yes, used to be a former running back of the Jaguars. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
He got a big extension too. Speaking of that, head coaches, he got a big deal done today too.
Who's that?
McVay. Sean
Oh,
McVay.
did he? I didn't heard that.
Yep, he got a big extension with the Rams today.
Yeah, it's 63.75 million.
Yeah, he got a nice extension today. And I
Good
think
money.
the GM, I think the GM got an extension too, if I'm not mistaken. I think both.
He did. He did.
I mean, when you're city a title and look back the Brinks truck up. Win a football title for a football starved city. Yeah, they'll back the Brinks truck up.
Especially
Into a
since the
blank
last
check
time
and
the
say
Rams
fill
won
it
the
in.
Super Bowl, they were in St. Louis, not in L.A. So yeah,
Never won one in L.A.
nope. Von Miller with a sack. There you go.
Von Miller's gonna be that Bills defense is gonna be nasty.
Former Ram himself.
Yeah.
On the Rams last year.
Yeah.
I think I didn't start the Bills defense right. I might have. It depends because I have like 4 leagues going right now. No, I didn't start the Bills defense. I started Baltimore's defense this week because they got the Jets.
Yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
I found
good
it.
hit, good tackle.
Now, this is Maurice Jones predicting 2022's top 10 leading rushers.
Okay.
Okay.
Reading. Okay.
I want to give them to y'all and see what you get. See what y'all think, if they got them right, or how would y'all do it?
Okay.
Number 1 is Derrick Henry.
Okay.
Okay.
Number 2 is Jonathan Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say those are the top 2.
Yes.
Yep.
Number 3 is Nick Chubbs.
Okay.
Browns. Okay.
Yeah, I think they'll have to rely on him early in the year.
Number 4 is Joe Mixon.
Bengals. Okay.
Number 5 is Najee Harris.
Okay.
Just break.
Okay.
Number 6 is Barkley from the Giants.
I think the I don't know about that. I think
This is a make it or break it year
yeah
for
for
him.
him. Yeah, Shake. Yeah, Bark. Yeah. Yeah.
Number 7 is Devin Cook.
Okay.
For the Vikings. Okay.
Number 9 is Aaron Jones. Number 8 is Aaron Jones.
On Green Bay.
Packers.
Okay.
Number 9 is Elliott.
Yep.
Okay, Zeke. Okay. I think it's a make or break year for him too.
Number 9 is Elijah Mitchell,
Who's he play for?
49ers.
Okay.
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 He'll probably be a big part too with that young quarterback with Trey Lance. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think Dobbins is.
Did y'all change any of that? Or
I really don't have any problem with that
No, I think those are the top 10 in the league.
right now. Yeah.
I think maybe I would have put Cook ahead of Barkley.
I would have too.
That'd be my only argument. Other than that, everyone else is kind of where they need to be. I mean,
I would put Taylor over Henry. I would put Taylor
and that's
at
the
number
other
1.
argument that you're going to get from a lot of people too.
I thought that at first, but if we assume they both stay healthy, I think Henry is probably better than Taylor.
True. And they're both going to be important to their offenses.
They're both going to be incredibly important.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Henry Taylor is a little bit better as out of the backfield as a receiver. I think that would give him a slight edge there. I can't wait to see what Dobbins can do this year though, in Baltimore.
Baltimore, that's right. It's ATN that's in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Well, his younger brother plays for the Gators now.
That could be good.
Travis Etienne's brother plays for Florida.
Okay.
Wow. He's a freshman at Florida. He chose. I'm really surprised that he didn't choose to go to Clemson like his brother did, but he chose Florida, so did pretty well.
Them Gainesville girls ain't bad looking.
I guess not. I guess not.
You know, I think there's a lot to be said.
Did y'all watch that LSU and FSU game?
I watched bits and pieces. I was watching the race more than anything.
Well, that
Unfortunately.
that game right there, man, that was a good game. I didn't watch it, but I'd seen the score, and I'm like,
well, I'm getting the middle finger from Rich, and if he's still watching, Rich, the Noles dominated that football game. They should have won by a lot more than 1 point. Just
They
saying.
really should have. They really
Just
should.
saying. Now, they dominated that football game. They should have won by more than 1 point. And
They fumbled. They
You know.
fumbled on the 1 yard line with $1:23 left and nearly lost the game.
yeah. Yep.
And that Buffalo offensive line looks like killers already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Look like absolute killers already.
Killers?
We had a long day in the AFL and AFC East.
Yeah.
A long day of work in the AFC East, man. They
Oh,
look
long
like
drive
killers
back.
long day.
Ooh.
the Bills
I
may
spoke
win
too
this
soon.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
there's
maybe I spoke too
Aaron
soon.
Donald getting to Josh Allen. That's never a good sign.
Nope.
But that's one play. That's one play.
I know. And Buffalo has a 7-0 lead, so.
Yeah, if it stays consistent for the rest of the – but then again, too, Stafford's
Yeah,
got
but
that
he's a
elbow
killer.
injury, too.
Yeah, but Aaron Donald's just a killer. Aaron
He is.
Donald is just a killer. I mean,
Yes, he is.
if you're going to get beat by somebody, that's the guy you want to get beat by, though.
I wouldn't
You
mind
know,
that offensive
you know.
lineman. Yep.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't. No shame in that. And then here he comes right back and hits Diggs for a 15-yard curl.
Yep.
The most dangerous play in football is the curl.
Right.
It's one of my go-to. And you give me soft coverage, I'm just gonna run a quick curl and turn around and sit down,
All right.
just inside.
Well,
And,
Gerald, how did Texas do? I didn't see the final score from Saturday. How did
Do you really want to know?
It was,
No.
We stuffed a mud hole in L.A. Monroe.
Yeah.
I mean, a big mud hole, 52-13.
Yeah. That was a given, though. I mean, that was a good blowout right there.
The game that scares me is coming up this weekend.
guys, if you guys want to get into that, we can go down the list of the top 25 and
let's do it.
Go through the lines and the over unders and
Yeah.
how you guys would go if we were actually gambling again, guys. If anyone's watching, we're doing this for fun. We don't gamble. None of us gamble on games.
Yet.
If you want to
No.
take our advice, don't blame us if you lose a shit ton of money because
That's right.
we're not experts. Okay,
No,
so
we don't even play experts on TV.
But like I
We'll,
said,
we'll start on.
like I said, Alabama scares the living hell out of me.
Well, that's where we'll start. Number
yeah,
one,
yeah.
Alabama
Of course.
on the road in Texas. The line is 20. The over/under is 65.5 in that game.
I like Alabama. I don't like the points. And I like the over.
Like the over, okay.
I like the over, but I don't think it's going to be a blowout at all. I think Texas is going to hang in there. So, forget the point. That spread's too high. But
Yeah,
Alabama will win.
that point spread's too high. I agree with Adam. It's going to be a close game. It's not going to be a blowout.
I'm gonna
I think
agree with you guys. I think that's the way it's gonna be. Alabama will win, but I don't think they'll win by 20 points. I think Texas keeps it.
No.
I have it at 38.
Texas is going to lose. I'm going to say they're going to lose by a touchdown or two.
I think it'll kind of look like the Clemson Georgia Tech game. I think Texas hangs around for most of the game, and Alabama puts a couple scores on them late and pulls away.
The next game, guys, is Arkansas State on the road in Columbus to play the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are a 44.5 favorite. 68.5 is the over/under in the game.
I'll take Ohio State the points and the over. Ohio State gets the 7.
Oh, that's a blowout. Ohio State both
Same here.
points and over. Oh yeah.
The next one is number 15 Miami hosting Southern Miss. They're a 25-point favorite. The over/under being 51. They're at home in Hard Rock.
You said Mississippi?
Southern Miss is who they're playing.
Southern Miss. I take Southern Miss and give me
There's a pick.
Oh.
Southern Miss and the point.
Southern missing the points. Okay, so you're going to take.
What was
the line?
what
Was
was-
25. The over/under is 51
on against Miami?
against Miami.
Against the Hurricanes.
Hurricanes.
Give me Miami the points and the over.
Miami, but I'm not taking the points.
Miami. Okay, so you're going to take. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. The next one, guys, is South Carolina on the road against number 16 Arkansas. The Razorbacks are 8.5-point favorite with the over/under being 53.
I like the Razorbacks. I like the points, and I like the over.
Yeah, I like Arkansas on this one too.
Yeah, I go that way too.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you guys. I think all four around. I think we like the Razorbacks. The next one, guys, is Wake Forest on the road against Vanderbilt, who's 2-0. Wow, Vanderbilt's 2-0.
Well, Wake Forest is a basketball school.
The Demon Deacons are a 12.5-point favorite with the over/under being 65.5.
Give me
The Deacons-
Vanderbilt and the points.
Wake.
I'm gonna take
Give me
Wake.
Wake Forest, but I think Vanderbilt covers.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what was the line? 65?
65.5.
Give me the under.
Well, you
Okay.
got to remember too. Wake Forest is a basketball school. They don't do very good in football.
Neither is Vanderbilt.
They're
I was gonna say Vandy doesn't do very well either.
Vanderbilt's a turd when it comes to football.
But
Oh.
I got to go with Vanderbilt and the points.
no.
The next game is Charleston Southern on the road against NC State. I don't have a line or an over and underneath in that game.
I
NC
take NC
State.
State.
NC State.
NC State.
The following game is number 13 Utah at home against Southern Utah. Again, I don't have a line or an over and under in that.
Utah. They gotta bounce back. They'll bounce back.
They
Okay.
better.
Um,
Call on that one.
the next game is number 8 Notre Dame at home playing Marshall. The Irish are a 20.5-point favorite with the over under being 50.
They're okay. They'll win,
White
but
Irish.
I think Marshall will cover.
Yeah, I'm gonna take.
White
Yeah, same.
White
Notre
Irish,
Dame.
Hollywood.
Notre
Irish
Dame,
all-
but Marshall covers.
Okay.
In
The
the under.
next one is Furman on the road against the Clemson Tigers. I don't have a over-under
Clemson.
score on that.
Clemson, and it's a romp.
Okay. The next one is number 6, Texas A&M home against Appalachian State. The Aggies
Ooh.
are 19-point favorite with the over-under being
Aggies.
54.
A&M, all the way.
Give me the Mountaineers. Mountaineers shocked the world. Go in there and beat the beat
Ooh, that'd
A&M
be
in.
That'd be
A&M
nice.
wins.
College
against
Station.
SEC.
And then App State covers.
App State covers. Okay. All right. This is a game that everyone's been talking about. Number 24, Tennessee on the road to play number 17, Pittsburgh. The Volunteers are a 6-point favorite with the over-under being 64.5.
Yeah, I like Tennessee. The points and the over.
Okay.
I'm going to go with Pitt.
Pitts. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Adam.
You know what? I'm gonna go with Lou. I'm gonna say I'm gonna take Pitt in an upset.
Okay.
We'll see how that goes. And
This
that's,
game can go either way.
yeah.
Yeah, really good.
The next game, guys, is Washington State on the road to play Wisconsin. The Badgers are a 17.5-point favorite. Over under
Yeah.
being 49.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin,
Okay.
the points and the under.
In the under. Okay. The next game is number 2 Georgia at home against Stanford. No line.
Georgia.
Over under.
Georgia.
Yeah.
I'm the ball.
The next game is Akron on the road against number 14 Michigan State. The over under 34. I'm sorry. The point spread is 34.5 for the Spartans. 56 over under.
Michigan State all the way.
Yeah, stay at the
Michigan
points
all
and the over.
Then you have the number 25 Houston Cougars on the road against Texas Tech. The Red Raiders are a 3.5-point favorite, with the over-under being 62.5.
Texas Tech and the under.
Yeah, I like Texas Tech too.
I'm going to go with that too. I think they.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Texas Tech.
The next one is Kent State on the road to play number 7 Oklahoma.
Forget it. Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, 33.5. The over-under is 72.5.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, the points and the over.
Okay.
Same here.
Yes.
The next one is number 20 Kentucky on the road to play number 12 Florida. The Gators are a 6.5-point favorite with the over-under being 51.5.
Florida.
Who's that?
Kentucky and Florida.
Who?
The Gators and the Wildcats.
Gators and the points.
Florida.
I'm gonna take Florida, but I don't think they're gonna cover. And I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah.
And I'll be in the oddball, and I'll take Kentucky and the points. Kentucky to win outright, and the under.
Okay, Brad. Why you got a Florida Gator hat on?
Well, because the Gators are my team. Even though I write about USF, doesn't mean that I'm not. I was a Gator on before I was a Bull.
Right.
Okay.
Get that right now. Yeah.
I didn't know. So yeah.
Oh no, that's okay. That's okay. The next one is number 22 Ole Miss is at home against Central Arkansas.
Oh, Miss.
Yeah.
Rebels.
Ole Miss.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of USC, number 10, they're on the road against Stanford. They're a favorite by 8.5. The over-under is 67.5.
Yeah,
USC and the points.
And the over.
I was gonna say I take the
I
Trojans.
might go with Stanford on this one.
Stanford. Okay.
Really? All right then. There's a couple of those every year.
The next one is Arizona State on the road in Stillwater to play the Cowboys. Oklahoma State's 11.5-point favorite, over under 58.
Oklahoma State points and under.
Yeah.
The next game is Hawaii on the road in Ann Arbor to play the Wolverines. 52.5. 67 is the
Get it,
over.
Wolverines. Wolverines and the points.
And the over.
Hawaii's going to
All
forget
right.
everything with their Hoosters.
The last
Hawaii's
top
gonna be saying
25
aloha.
game. The last top 25 game is number 9 Baylor on the road to play BYU, who I got to see last week. The BYU's a 3-point favorite. The over-under is 53.5.
Baylor.
I like BYU and the
I like
points
Baylor.
and the
I
over.
like Baylor and the points.
Baylor.
All right. And let me
That's a
before
tough,
I
that's a
go,
tough one, though.
I want to see what the I want to see what the if they give one for the USF game on. Well, UCF is at home against Louisville. They're a 5.5-point favorite with the over/under being 61.5.
I like
I'm gonna take the
UCF.
Knights points. Yeah.
Yep.
UCF.
No, they do not have a over/under or a line for the Howard South Florida game. Okay. I was curious if they did. They do not.
Okay.
All right, no problem. I'll be there in person. So,
There's a
let's
catch.
see. Lou, let me check. Let me check
on,
the Rutgers. Rutgers.
Yeah.
Let me check Rutgers real quick.
Oh, probably won't even have a line for this game.
Another turnover. That's the second turnover.
Even though I got Josh Allen on my fantasy team, I want the Rams to win.
Lou, the Rutgers are playing Wagner. There's no
Rutgers.
line or anything. So I'd take the Scarlet Knights too. Yeah. I would take the Scarlet Knights in that. Iowa's playing Iowa State. Interesting. That's interesting.
I like that.
Let's see if Iowa can score more than 7 points.
Yeah.
Right.
Did they didn't win last week then, right? Iowa?
They won.
Or they did win?
Yeah.
What?
7-3.
7-3.
Yeah. On
That's a
two
baseball score.
safeties. On two safeties.
Okay, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre game.
I've seen better games in a snowstorm.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Pretty good one back in Ann Arbor.
Okay, so let's do
And
that.
a typhoon.
So we can go ahead and now, if you guys want, we can go through the NFL games. Obviously, one is going as we speak.
With one already in progress.
And I had the Rams anyway.
We can do the rest of
I
them,
had
breaking
those.
it down for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Oh, now the Bills got a turnover.
Oh, God. Well, I kind of figured week 1 would be a little sloppy anyway. Usually is.
Yeah, it usually is.
All right, so we start at 1 o'clock. The Saints are on the road in Atlanta. The Saints are a 5.5-point favorite with the over/under being 43.
Falcons.
Falcons. Okay. Home team. Okay.
Give me 1 second to look here. There it
And there won't be any weather factor there. It's a
is. Yeah.
Right.
Buffalo
No weather.
just picked it off.
no weather
New Orleans.
factor there.
I have New Orleans in that game.
Saints.
Saints. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
The 49ers are on the road in Chicago. They're a 7
49ers.
over under
Niners.
1.5.
Niners. I never went with the Bears. I never went with the Bears, so I'm taking the Niners.
Me
All
too. 49ers.
Okay. The next game is Pittsburgh at Cincinnati. The Bengals are a 6.5-point favorite. Over under being 44.5.
And I like the
Bengals.
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 Yep. The next game at 1 o'clock is Philadelphia on the road in Detroit. The Eagles are a 4-point favorite with the over under
Eagles.
40.5.
Eagles. Detroit.
Eagles.
The next game is New England on the road in Miami. The Dolphins are a 3.5-point favorite with the over under being 46.
I'm Miami.
I gotta go New England.
Going with the fish.
Yeah, in Miami. Miami.
Yeah, the Patriots struggle in Miami.
Yeah.
I'll be in Tampa with a Patriot Facebook group, at the Brass Tap, so I'll be there watching the game with
Okay.
them. The next game is Baltimore on the road in the Meadowlands to play the Jets. The Ravens are a 7-point favorite. The over-under is 44.5.
Baltimore.
Ravens.
And green.
Okay, all right. The next game is Jacksonville on the road against Washington. 2.5-point favorite are the Commanders. The over-under is 44.
I like Washington.
Jacksonville, this is going to be Lawrence's breakout year.
Commanders.
I'm gonna take
The Jaguars. Get out of here.
Baker Mayfield will be at home to face his former team. The line is even. Over-under is 42.
Panthers.
I'm going to
Cleveland.
go with Cleveland.
Okay.
That Cleveland defense is stout.
So the line's a push, so it's a push game.
Well, yeah, give me Cleveland just because of that defense.
I really think that defense is going to be. That defense will be a difference maker until Watson comes back.
Okay. The next 1 o'clock game, or the last 1 o'clock game, is Indianapolis on the road in Houston. The Colts are a 7-point favorite. Over under 45.5.
I'm going to go with
Colts.
I'm going to take Indianapolis, but I think it's going to be a field goal game. I don't think.
Oh
take the
no,
under.
they'll blow them out.
No. Okay.
I'm sorry. I Indy should roll. Oh,
The first 4 o'clock game is the Giants on the road in Nashville to play the Titans. The Titans are a 5.5-point favorite. 43.5 is the over.
Titans going to win that one.
Titans. Okay.
I'm going to go with the Giants.
Giants. Okay. The next one is Green Bay on the road in Minnesota. The Packers are a 1.5-point favorite. Over under 47.
Only 1.5. Huh.
Only 1.5. Yep.
Packers.
Minnesota.
Yeah, Packers.
I'm gonna take the Vikings. I have a funny feeling.
Because of
I'm going to be spoiling that.
comes
Yeah,
with Apple
I have a funny
One,
feeling.
Apple Music, Apple TV Plus, Apple Arcade, and
Sorry about that. That stupid ad. Okay, thank you.
No, that's no.
I got to get that myself.
The next game is the Chiefs are on the road in Glendale to play the Cardinals. The Chiefs are a 6-point favorite. Over under 53.5.
Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs.
Chiefs. I like the Chiefs as well. The Raiders are on the road in Los Angeles to play the Chargers.
Raiders.
Chargers.
3.5
Chargers.
favorite. Over under 52. I'm going to be the oddball and take the Raiders.
Okay.
I think the home teams win, and I think the home teams win most of the games in the AFC West.
The next game is the Sunday night game. Tampa Bay on the road in Dallas. The Bucks are a 2.5-point favorite. Over under 50.5.
Cowboys.
Cowboys.
Bucks.
I'm going to take the Bucks. Yep.
Split.
And, Brad, get ready for that book whooping y'all got coming by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
We'll see you
Well,
Sunday night.
I will say this, Gerald.
Revenge game for last-
According to Rich, I'm going to have to wear a Seminoles hat at the end of the season. The Seminoles have beaten Duquesne and an LSU team. Pump the brakes, buddy. Pump the brakes. You haven't beat anybody yet. You beat Clemson, you can come talk to me. But until then, pump
Right.
the brakes. The Monday night game is Denver on the road in Seattle. The Broncos are a 6.5-point favorite. The over-under is 44.5.
Denver.
Yep.
Denver, okay.
Please, bags.
I agree with the Broncos. I could say that. I think Seattle's going to have an issue with the quarterback position. So
And the running
Yeah,
back
'cause Geno
position.
Smith ain't taking them to no playoffs.
no,
Not unless he buys some tickets.
Stole my joke. Okay. You guys are practicing.
You gotta be quicker. You gotta be quicker than that.
no.
You guys are practicing.
I've been a Gator fan for a long time. I write for both teams.
Right.
I told Adam pregame I did end up getting a credential as a USF member to the Gator game. The unfortunate part is I can't find a hotel cheaper than $300 a night, so I can't go.
Found you one. I sent you the link.
Oh, cool. Did you?
Six.
I did. Check it out.
I'll have to check it out. Hang on just a second.
Check it out. Yeah. You gotta have that
Motel
Google.
6, right?
Oh, it's in Gainesville too.
Oh.
It's like 106 a night, I think. That's what I saw.
Brad, you need to get you one of those little small RVs.
Yeah.
Right?
Let's see
You
here.
know they sell they sell vans that are small vans that are RV compatible.
Sleeper vans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, bud, check this out. I just went on here to do my check-in date. It says
Are
that
they-
this property requires you to stay at least 4 nights.
Oh.
They don't take just one night, people.
Whoops.
Whoa.
Oh.
Man.
So, but thank you for helping me. Look,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll keep looking. So.
I appreciate
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
And I tell you what, Brad, I have a member of my weather team is a travel agent.
Oh, that's cool.
I had
Who is it? So I can contact him.
Prina Ferris.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's isn't she one of the ones that always? She's always the one that is on there all the time, right? Who's
Yes,
the lady that
contact
always
her.
posts all the time?
Contact her, and she probably be able to find you a good hotel deal.
I will look into that. I will look into that.
And just tell her that I sent you over.
We'll do, Joe. We'll do. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. We'll do.
Probably because it's game day.
Yeah, and see, I was going to try to drive up Friday night, stay Friday and Saturday, but it's more expensive to do that than it is just to do the one night and come home. And if the game wasn't at 7:00 at night, and if say it was at 1, I would just drive up for the day and then drive home. I wouldn't even.
Right.
I would just, but
Even a
7:00
4:30 kick.
Yeah, 4:30 would work too. Get out of there at 7:30, 8:00. Be home at midnight because it would take 4 hours to get back home with the drive, with traffic in Gainesville. I don't know though. Maybe not. Maybe not with USF. I don't know how many fans they'll draw with USF compared to FSU, which draws a lot more fans. The Knowles draw a lot more fans.
I do what a lot of people do. They just sleep in their cars.
And that, yeah.
Some do.
Yep.
Hey, if you got a back seat, you got a bed.
There's a lot of people that do that, Gerald. There's a lot of people that do that. Actually. Yep. There's actually a TikToker that I saw. She actually lives in a van, but she does that because it's not because she's broke or anything. That's what she likes to do. But she's moving to Europe. So she's selling her van and moving to Europe to do the same thing in Europe. Her and her boyfriend bought a new van and stuff like that.
You ought to try to get in touch with her and buy her van.
I don't know where. I don't know what state she lives in, but yeah, that's very true.
Now, hey, that way you don't have to worry about a motel room or.
Yeah.
Hey, you can park at the state. You can park at the stadium and sleep in it.
Yeah. My boss has a fifth wheel, so he owns one of those. So.
Hey, maybe you can talk him into letting you use his fifth wheel.
And his pickup truck, because I don't have a truck to tow it. So I'd have to borrow his truck too, because I don't have any place to tow it either.
Or something else you can check into. I just thought of. Go online and see if you have any RV rental places up there that you can rent an RV.
Didn't think about that.
For one day? I wonder how much
day?
that would be.
Yeah, it would just be one day.
I think you can rent them by the day.
Yeah, it would just be one. It would just be one day.
Or better yet than that, get your cargo van. Go get you an air mattress.
Just rent a U-Haul for the day. $19 for the day.
Go park at a rest area and leave it running all night long.
Or
with the van with it locked up.
There's some listening. You go get your cargo van and go get you like a little twin air mattress and just put it in the back, and there you go.
Yeah.
Just sleep in it until
the morning.
Yeah. But just make sure if you don't like light in your eyes, you got to figure out something to black the light.
Yeah, black the windows out.
If that
Talking
was me,
about
that's
Soko.
if that was me, that's what I would do. I just go rent a cargo van, throw a mattress in the back of it, and say, "The hell with it." There you go.
Yeah, it's an option.
Just
Yes,
park
ma'am.
somewhere to what. Just find you like an overnight camp spot where they have electricity.
Right.
Just run the extension cord in there so you can run your fan, AC, or whatever you want to.
Yeah, that's what my boss does with his fifth wheel. He goes to RV parks and hooks it all up, and that's how him and his wife kind of do a lot of their traveling and stuff like that. So yeah, yep.
But one problem though, you won't have no way to relieve yourself. Oh yeah, you would. Just open the van door and let it fly.
Yeah.
Just go before you leave the stadium.
Yeah, there you go. Yep,
Yeah.
very true. It's caught.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
Of course.
Cooper Cup in the backfield. Now he'll split out to the
Whoa.
wide side.
UFC 279 press conference was nixed due to Nate Diaz and Shmenev having a backstage altercation.
Okay, a little bit of
Dana White.
physical.
Dana White describes it as a complete shit show. That was the exact quote.
Oh, shit show.
A complete shit show. And you know when Dana White says,
You got to do it in Skywriting. A big shit.
You know, if Dana White's calling it a complete shit show, it must have been a mess because Dana
Yeah,
White has
big
spent
mess.
a lot of money
Yes.
and
Yeah.
a lot of time to rehabilitate the image of mixed martial arts.
Yeah.
He come in the mid 90s and early 2000s and bought up the UFC and turned it into what it is today, a legitimate fighting sport.
a multi-billion dollar professional fighting league.
Can't
I mean,
fix it, you know.
Entity, yeah.
Yeah.
And if Dana White's calling your antics a shit show, you might want to think about what you're doing.
Correct.
Well, we are mentioning with Dana White.
Because Dana White doesn't fool around.
No, because
Yeah,
remember,
He
guys,
spent
when
all
the
that time and
pandemic
that money to
happened,
get it.
pandemic happened, they saw a
Yeah.
UFC fight. He goes, I don't care if there's no one in the arena. My fighters are ready to go. Let's
Yeah.
go. He didn't back down. He didn't back down for shit. Now I know they did a lot of fights in Jacksonville and Abu Dhabi and all that. I mean,
Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
So the
There's
UFC
Cooper
fight
Cup.
got canceled. Oh, great.
There's Cooper Cup again.
Yeah. Indeed.
You got twins to the top,
Yeah.
trips to the bottom, trips to the bottom part of the screen,
This is awful.
twins to the top. 5 wideouts. Oh, and they sacked him. Oh, that was a bad play.
Can anybody say Super Bowl hangover?
Well, and
That's what it seems like.
he's got a sore elbow too on top of that.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. Never
Ugh.
mind. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. This is a family
Dude.
show.
Ooh. Well, as long as you're not going to say the F word, Gerald, you're as far as everything else. You go right ahead.
He's gonna say something about how did he get that sore elbow.
Yeah, he needs to quit. He needs to quit pulling the potato.
What happened during the off season though, right?
Yeah,
During
definitely.
the off season.
Yeah.
Little 5-knuckle shuffle.
He's got tendonitis in that elbow, so he needs to quit doing the 5-knuckle shuffle.
Well, yeah. Well, you shouldn't have done it anyway. So
He's the
that's
toughest.
his own fault.
Going
He's-
4 on 4th down. Are they going to hard snap it, or are they actually going to run a play? Is the question. We're about to find out.
Mhm.
We're already in the second quarter?
We're in the late
Yeah.
stages.
Clicking right along.
Quarter, yeah.
5 minutes.
First got it, but I don't think he got the first down. Oh, now he
Remember,
did.
guys, the fewer penalties, the quicker the game.
The second
Mm.
second effort there, his own offensive lineman pushed him across the. You got Higbee, Adam. You got Higbee.
I don't have Higbee.
Oh, no, okay.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, second.
Did someone say they had Higbee? Oh, maybe my roommate's got Higbee. I think he's got Higbee. I think he's on the bench though.
On your fantasy? Okay.
Fantasy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't think I have Higbee on any. I have like 4 teams this year. It's gonna
Who
be
are your
crazy,
tight
Craig.
ends? Who'd you get for your tight end? Any Kelsey or
I have Knox in
Knox?
who's playing
Okay.
tonight, and on 1. Oh yeah, that game never materialized. So that's the one.
Oh, that may have been delay.
Mm,
Wow, that's close to delay of game.
I have Kittle on one of my teams,
Okay.
and who do I have? All right, I have Knox on 2 teams.
Prime.
Gerald, I have to say I read your thing about who wins your Pick'em League. You get an hour to talk about whatever you want to do. Wow, that's interesting.
As long as it's sports related.
No, I understand that. That
Yeah.
was kind of a cool thing to do, to be able to come on and talk. That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yep.
And just like in my fantasy league, the winner of that gets 45 minutes.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
Too bad I'm horrible at fantasy.
It'll be fun. Now, if you win both, you get an hour and 45.
Yep.
Yep.
Sweet.
The whole show.
Yeah, pretty much.
The whole show. You get to talk the whole show. Gerald's gonna go. All right, I am turning the reins over tonight show to this person.
Yeah, then Gerald's just going to sit back and make sure everything goes good. I'm going to start
That's
the
what
show and I'm going to
You
eat
do
it.
every week, isn't it, Brad?
I'm sorry. I'll just go on Gerald's show and talk about golf. It'll bore the hell out of him, but at least I can do that.
Hey, you got to
Hello, everybody.
I got a mute button over here I can put.
There you go. See, you can do the mute one. I understand. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. No, I was gonna say
The power of the
I-
mute button.
I wish I could. With
I see a
college
lot
game
of,
day being in Austin.
a lot of soccer talk on your chat room thing. I don't know anything about soccer, so whatever Devin says, I follow along with it because I don't know what he's talking about.
Well, listen to Devin. He teach you.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to
But
learn
like I'm
about
saying,
I got you and Adam
Like
kind of teaching me NASCAR and F1, and then I have Lou for NBA, and because I don't know a lot about, I don't watch those sports that often, so I'm
Right.
trying to learn new things and get more involved with the sports I don't watch.
Yeah.
like I was saying, with college game day being in Austin, I wish I could go down there. They're gonna be on UT campus. I want to go.
How far are you away from campus?
About 30 minutes, but I don't have a vehicle.
Ah, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, I
Get
can
an
always
Uber.
hop on my wife's power chair.
Like hell.
I can always hop on her power chair and boogie on down there.
I think she already said no to that idea.
I was gonna say, I think I heard her say no in the back.
Well, I just give her a sleeping pill, put her to sleep, and I take off.
It'll take you
All
3
right.
years.
Oh,
Yes.
Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Well, if you want to get there for game day, you probably have left about an hour ago.
I was gonna say,
Two
yeah,
hours
you
ago.
want to go now.
Probably.
You might want to go now.
2 hours,
to get
2
there.
hours ago. Never mind, an hour
To get
ago.
there, to get to Austin, to get to the campus in time.
I'll
Be
probably
like-
have to stop 5-6 times to charge it up.
We'll see you on the next episode of Cops Out There. I know my rights. I know my rights.
Yep.
Touchdown. Cooper
Yeah.
Cup.
Now we're back in the game.
Cup.
Guy on wheelchair, y'all be like, "Hey, we know him. That's Gerald.
That's Gerald.
I'm gonna get it.
Fast and Furious, America's Most
So
Wanted.
here's what happened.
Wow.
Gerald
America-
would get pulled over by a cop. They pick him up. Where are you going, Gerald? I'm going to the Longhorns. Okay. They strap the chair and then take him to the game and let him get off, and he could ride the scooter around the campus right there for college
Probably
game day.
would.
Boy.
For college game day.
I'll be on,
Yeah.
like Lee said, be on America's Most Wanted for stealing a wheelchair.
Yes.
You've heard of America's Most Wanted. You ended up on America's Least Wanted.
There you go.
America's Dumbest Criminals? No.
There you go, Lou.
There you go, America's
There we
Most
go. There we
You
go.
hit the nail on the head on that one. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's good.
Guy wanted to go to college game day,
Or-
so he stole his wife's wheelchair.
Or even worse, America's Funniest Home Videos.
That's even better. That's even better. Oh my goodness.
I swear I did not write this down. I'm appling as you can tell.
Yeah. Painfully, we can
Y'all
tell.
actually make me laugh over here.
Oh, this is why we get together every week.
Uh-huh.
We are the wackiest sports show in town.
Yep.
I'm proud of it.
Black,
I am.
huh?
What is this?
We
movie
are the
supposed
whack,
to come
whack,
out?
whack, whack, whack.
It's Black Adam.
Yeah, when is it coming out? Is it coming out this month or is it next month?
I'm not sure.
What's that?
Black Adam. With The Rock.
Underwater,
Oh,
huh?
21st of
Yeah.
October. October 21st. Okay.
I was
I'm gonna
thinking
go-
it wouldn't be for
Yeah,
a
wait,
couple
wait.
months.
I want to go
was
see
that
that. movie.
The Rock's new movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marvel. No, DC. I'm sorry. DC.
Yeah, it's DC. Pierce Brosnan, huh?
Yep.
Oh God, they're bringing Quantum Leap back.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was good old fashioned campy fun every now and again.
Well, I heard in a few weeks I turned into a flying leap, so we'll have to wait and see what. No.
Yeah. I don't
A
know
flying
about that.
Why don't
That
they
was-
leave good shows alone and quit trying to
Yeah.
remake them?
I mean, that was supposed to be the sequel, but they passed on it. Sorry.
They do the same thing, Gerald, with movies too. They try to remake all the good movies from the past too.
Yeah.
I know, like Firestarter.
Bad.
It,
That was bad.
Well, you didn't like the It remakes. They were the second one was
I'm not into horror.
okay.
You
Yeah,
can't
I'm not-
use the original. You know, and you shouldn't. You know, that's why they're masterpieces. They, you know, they
Give me my
don't need to
action.
be redone.
Give me my action movies and my comedy movies, and I'm happy.
Yeah, same. I'm not big on horror.
Gerald, what's your favorite movie all time?
My favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Don't make me pick amongst the children.
Oh boy,
Help.
I got so many of them. But I would have to say all the Delta Forces with Chuck Norris in it.
Okay.
Oh, what is that one with Porky's? You like that one? I like Porky's too,
This is good.
Okay. Comedy.
especially when in the principal's office talks about that.
Yeah. I've seen every piece of this disgusting film twice.
Accidentally.
Well, let me ask you this question, Gerald. What is your favorite sports movie overall out of all of them?
Oh God,
Don't make me pick amongst the children.
exactly. Because I like Remember the Titans,
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a great
Oh, yeah.
movie.
The soundtrack, too.
The Blind
Yes, very
Side.
good soundtrack.
The Blind Side was a good one.
Yes.
Blind Side. Okay.
Invincible, the story about Greg. What's his last? I can't say his last name.
Papadopoulos.
Walk on for the Eagles.
Eagles. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg played the character.
Yep.
3, the story of Earnhardt.
That's a good movie.
Oh.
I haven't been able to finish that one in like a decade.
I mean, I got so many good sports movies.
Have you ever seen Rush?
Not yet.
Dude, you need to see it.
Yeah,
Do you have Netflix?
No, I don't.
It's on Netflix. It's incredible. Days
Days of Thunder.
of Thunder's a good one.
Days
Yep.
of Thunder, there you go.
Maniac.
Talladega Nights. Bobby.
Will
Bobby.
Ferrell. Will Ferrell. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Thank you, Lord, baby Jesus.
I like to imagine Jesus in a tuxedo T-shirt because this is not formal, but I'm here to party.
It's not very normal at all.
Oh my god.
Show.
Sandlot's right up there for me.
That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite sports movie. Is The Sandlot. That's my favorite.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
it's
man,
not
I
a true
like that one.
It's The
You
Sandlot.
killing me, Smiles.
Yeah.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Killing me, small.
Holy smalls.
How can I have some more if I haven't had any already?
Yeah.
This kid is a square.
Yeah.
when he drew that square.
L7 weenie, a Dodger dung, foot long.
And I like it when they went to the swimming pool and he tried to kiss that lifeguard.
Yeah. He
We
did.
swore off the
did.
hard stuff and just stuck the bubble.
Yeah. Chewing tobacco on the ride. Yeah, that's
Hey,
can't
I've been-
spit. Couldn't
I've been
spit it. They
dipping-
swallowed it. Yep.
I've been dipping since I was 16. Okay.
Okay.
That's the first lesson I learned. Don't do it on a Ferris wheel.
Why are we going on a Ferris wheel?
Oh, I can't. You can't spit it. When you can't spit, it's hard. I mean, you swallow it.
Don't do it, and don't do it on the merry-go-round neither.
No.
We swore off the hard stuff forever and just stuck to bazooka.
How about a roller coaster? No.
No,
Thank you.
no.
That proves my point because anybody with that would be out of sheer idiocy. Thank you.
One year they had a carnival down here. My uncle was part of it, and they had the Ring of Fire. I never knew what the Ring of Fire was.
The Johnny
So I
Cash
never
song.
heard of it. So myself and my dad went out there to see what to hang with my uncle that night. He goes, "I tell you what, I'll pay for you to get on this Ring of Fire." You know, I thought it was just this thing that goes around like this. You know, it was up in the air pretty good. So I think he goes, no. He goes, I get on it with you. Okay. Not knowing my uncle was a practical jokester.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I got on it. I'm sitting there. They strapped me in. I looked down. I said, "You getting on?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll be right there." Got in it. It started going this way, faster and faster and faster. Then all of a sudden it stopped. It started going backwards.
Other way. Yep. Goes the other way.
Oh, that makes my brain spin just thinking about it.
All of a sudden it went up so far and it just stopped. You just hung there for a few seconds.
Right.
I thought to myself, once I get out of this thing, my uncle's a dead duck.
Yeah.
He told me, he goes, "Don't you puke on me."
I would have. For
Yeah,
chicken.
right there in his lap.
And burns like a.
But I learned my lesson. Don't go on in the rides like that for dipping your lip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're real cute.
Like a ring of fire. Like a ring of fire.
I got out there and he goes, "Well, what do you think about it?" I just looked at him like,
There you go. Fortunately, this broadcast has been edited.
yeah.
Another good sports movie is Miracle. If you haven't
Mhm.
seen that,
Oh,
I haven't seen that one.
if
Oh,
you know
it's
about the game, you know about the history of that hockey game, the impact that it had on
yes.
both of the nations that were in the game. Obviously, the United States and it was the Soviet Union,
Russia.
Russia now.
The artist formerly
The
known
Mighty
as Soviet
Ducks
Union.
was a good movie.
Yep.
The Mighty Ducks. I think the first two were good. The third one, I think, was
The third one left a lot to be desired.
the
Yeah.
first two were
Yeah.
good. Yeah, the first two were good. What's Mystery Alaska was a good hockey movie.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't seen
Youngblood.
Rookie of the Year with
Rookie of the
what's
Year?
his name in it? What's his name in it?
that, Gary
Can't think
Busey.
of it now.
Gary
No.
Busey. Oh, you're
No,
talking
it's-
about. Oh, I'm sorry. You're talking about another turnover.
Ugh.
Jesus.
Field of Dreams was a good one.
Field of Dreams.
Oh,
Kevin
boy.
Costner. Yeah.
What do you think? They got the thing for Field of Dreams baseball game in MLB. They got it off the movie.
Yeah.
Well, they played there this year. They're not playing there next year because they're adding more seats to the venue next year. From what I've heard. So they're not playing there next year.
Right.
I think, in my opinion, I think they should play there every other year to kind of
I
keep
agree.
it fresh.
Yep.
Don't do it every year. Do it every other year to keep it fresh. But
Okay,
make sure you
what's
put
y'all's
good
favorite,
teams. You know,
What's your favorite action movie?
my favorite action movie. I'd say Die Hard. I
That
can't.
was the first one that came to my mind.
I was gonna say you Die Hard or
Welcome to the party
Um,
now.
I mean I'm a big Bond fan, but I grew up with Pierce
Same here.
Brosnan. Some would say GoldenEye. But Daniel Craig did a hell of a job as Bond. So did Sean Connery. I wasn't alive when Sean Connery played Bond, but
You
yeah.
forgot Roger Moore.
and Roger Moore as well. Correct.
I have a few action movies I like all the Delta Forces with Chuck Norris, Lone Wolf McQuade,
Oh,
all the Sylvester Stallone Rockies.
Mm.
I mean, Rambo.
Rambo.
Oh, yep. Well, First Blood. I mean, that was a classic movie about soldiers dealing with PTSD and dealing with being treated like they were. Never should have been treated like that. I mean, they didn't.
I like what that colonel from the army told that sheriff when he went into that town. I didn't come to save y'all from Rambo. I mean, I didn't come to save Rambo from y'all. I came to save y'all from Rambo.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Rambo.
from him, yeah, because he'll kill you all and make it look like fun. Make it look like fun doing it. Yeah, yep. Now I like the first Die Hard movie and for the Vengeance. I wasn't a big fan of the second one.
No,
I
the
wasn't a big
second
Die
one,
Hard 2 fan.
I like Die Hard too.
The plane, the
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I like when Bruce Willis was laying on the ground and that trail of gas came out of the plane. He had that Zippo lighter. He lights it and goes, "Yippee-ki-yay."
Yeah, that's his line. That's his line. That's the line of the movie.
And he just drops that ladder and you see that.
Yep.
Hunt for Red October.
That's Sean Connery.
Red Dawn.
Red Dawn's a good one.
Red Dawn, yep.
Matter of fact, I watched that one last night.
How about Platoon and Full Metal Jacket? How about both of those?
Both those are really good.
About Vietnam. Yep.
Full Metal
Good Morning
Jacket.
Vietnam.
Good Morning Vietnam. I love that line. Robin Williams was awesome in that
Which
movie.
one?
Good morning, Vietnam.
If the VP
I like-
such a VIP, shouldn't we keep it on the QT? Because if it leaks to BC, then he could
See,
become an MIA, and we'll all end up with KP.
Or the guy, the douchebag. What did he say Good Morning Vietnam for? What? He's just saying Good Morning Vietnam. What's that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
Just saying good morning. What do you think it means? It's 6 a.m. in Vietnam. He was just saying good morning Vietnam.
What was he always saying for? Oh my God, it's early.
Good morning, and we in Vietnam. Put two and two together, you douchebag.
Yep.
I'd like to leave the room now.
Or when he's eating that stuff, he goes, "It's still swimming. It's still moving. It's so hot. It's still moving. It's still moving in my bowl."
Tom Hanks did some good movies too.
Terminal.
Tom Hanks.
Castaway.
Forrest Gump.
Wilson.
He won an Oscar for that one. He won an Oscar for Philadelphia too. I've seen that movie. That movie's decent too. Different side of Tom Hanks.
My wife said that he played that movie Armageddon.
No, not Armageddon.
Wrong.
Apollo 13.
Bruce Willis played in that movie Armageddon.
Yeah, Apollo 13. Tom Hanks played in that one.
Yeah, he
About
played.
Apollo
What astronaut did he play in that one?
Is he Lovell? Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Who was he the captain of that, or was it Kevin Bacon's character that was the captain?
I believe Lovell was the captain.
Okay. That was one of those, you always remember where you were that day that it finally came back down and they got through it all. One of those.
I was only an idea.
And speaking of that, we're coming
Yeah,
up
it was-
on Sunday, being 9/11.
Yeah.
I remember real well.
21 years.
That day.
Yep.
21
My
years
dad-
ago.
My dad had took my grandma to the doctor, and he called and says, "Get up! The plumbers are going to come over and work on the house. They want to replace the sink, the faucet in the kitchen, or plumbing or something. I don't remember what it was." But I got up, went in the living room, turned the TV on, and I was watching Power of Attorney. All of a sudden, it said, "We interrupt this broadcast for a special news bulletin." I said, "Oh God, what does the jackass president want now?" At that time, it was Bush,
Right.
and it's saying that a plane had hit the tower.
Yeah.
I got the it's an accident.
Mhm.
That's what I thought too.
That's
I
what
thought the
I
same
thought,
thing.
Crap happens.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But when you seen the second one go out, turn around and come back in, I got thinking, "Oh no, we are under attack." And
Yep.
that's the day the world stopped.
Yeah.
Well, I
I
mean,
remember.
Lou was closer than any of us. He's in New Jersey. He was closer than any of us.
Yeah.
So that, I was in high school when it
I
happened.
was in-
So
And at
yeah.
I
that
was in middle
time,
school.
This happened.
at that time, my wife was still living up in New York.
Right. Because like
You
I
were
was like,
babysitting that day, wasn't you? She was babysitting that day.
yeah. It was
I
like
I thought,
I can hear.
I thought it was an accident at first because when that
We all
plane
did.
came in, when that first plane came in, it looked like an accident.
It looked like it could have very well been an accident, and that's what everyone was reporting. Is
But when that second plane hit the tower, I said,
there
"No."
was no doubt, no doubt.
And then
Um,
when that plane hit the Pentagon,
Yeah.
Yeah, you knew something was going on at that point.
but stop and think, the crew and the passengers of Flight 93,
Yeah.
they went down like heroes in that Pennsylvania field.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Because they took that plane back. Even though it crashed, they saved thousands and thousands and thousands of lives that day.
Absolutely, they did.
Good.
Because that plane, Flight 93, was headed for Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Capitol
The
building
White
or the
House.
White House.
The
Yep.
White House. Yep. That's where it was headed. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Well, Monday night we had gone to church, and we had a revival going on that weekend, and our preacher was like the guest preacher was like, didn't want us to watch TV that week. We always to get closer to God or whatever. And so we were listening to Christian radio on Tuesday morning, and it was getting ready to start school, and I was doing math, and it was the radio. They came on the radio and said we have reports of a plane crash in New York City, and it wasn't like it wasn't a big deal. Everybody thought it was a small commuter plane at first.
That's what I thought. I thought it was like a little Cessna or
Yeah.
something like that.
And it's good. No time remaining though. Tie ball game. And we're headed to the half. So we're sitting there listening to the radio, and finally, about 9:00, Mom was like, "I gotta know," and so we went back and forth, and she used my full name, and I was like, "Okay," and she turned the TV on just as the second plane hit, and it was like the whole world stopped. It was.
Mhm.
Just like that Alan Jackson song, World War U, when the world stopped turning
That's
on
right.
that particular
Yeah.
day.
Yep.
I went to New York, I think in 2008, something like that. And when I got off the plane in LaGuardia, I met my roommate's dad for the first time. He lives in New York, in Queens. And so I got off the airplane. He said, "Hey, what do you want to see?" And I said, "I want to see Ground Zero." He goes, "Really?" I go, "Yeah." I said, "That I want to see." I said, "I wasn't, in the state. I was in Florida. I was, thousands of miles away." And I said, "Well, let me ask you a question because you were here the day it happened. What was it like?" And he said, just take a listen around the city. You see your taxi cab, people yelling, walking, noise everywhere. He goes, just imagine the city just going quiet like that. and you could drop a coin on the concrete and hear it bounce off the concrete. He said that's how scary it really was here, because we didn't know what was going on. I mean, they hit the towers.
We didn't know what was going on that day.
Yeah, we
The
didn't
whole
know.
world didn't know.
No
Yeah.
one knew.
No one knew. So it'll be the 21st anniversary. I know last year.
I can't believe it's going to be 21 years.
I know.
Last year I was at the Florida USF game. It was on
Right.
September 11th on a Saturday, and it was pretty cool. They did the American flag. It was cool that
Yeah.
day, representing all of what it all the firefighters and police officers and the passengers on all those jets and the pilots that lost their lives that day.
There's a show I used to watch called American Chopper.
Right,
Mhm.
Yep.
They did a fire bike to honor the 343 firefighters.
That died. Yep. In the tower. Yep.
I've
That
done
was-
2
I
shows
thought-
on 9/11.
I thought that was awesome.
Well, I want to go back to New York to see the fountains. I know they built those for the
The
people
freedom,
that.
they call them the Freedom Towers now.
Yeah. Correct.
And they got, I seen pictures of it. They got where the Twin Towers used to stand. They put the Twin Towers back up, but it's Freedom Towers now. Then right out in the front of it, where the third tower stood before it went down, they built a like a reflection pond or something right there. Then it's got all the names of the victims on
Yeah.
the wall, like they did the Vietnam Memorial. That's how this was
Yeah.
done, with all the victims' names on it. But I tell you one thing though.
Yeah.
There's a Toby Keith song y'all need to listen to. It's called Angry American.
Come
Yeah.
take a listen. I like Toby Keith. I'm not a country
There's
music
one
fan.
part in that song that says, "This big dog will fight when it rattle his chain.
Right.
We put a boot in your ass because it's the American way."
Yeah.
And we went over there and we did put a boot in their ass.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
We got Saddam. We got Saddam,
Got a
And
son of
then-
Bin Laden too.
and then we got Bin Laden.
Yeah.
Thanks to SEAL Team 6.
Yeah.
So don't come over here messing with the United States unless you have a death wish.
Right.
Japan learned that in World War II too. So there you go.
Yes.
And that old flat-eyed egg roll eating fool over there in North Korea?
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, he learned that too. Because remember when Trump was president, Trump told him, "Don't make, you better back off."
well, the thing is, you got 3 communist countries all over there in one area. Russia, China, and North Korea are all connected.
And
in
you
one way or
notice,
another.
and you
So-
notice too, when Trump was president, you didn't hear about Putin wanting to invade Ukraine.
Right.
That's still going on. You would think how big Russia is, it would be over by now. That's not over by now. It's
No.
interesting how much Ukraine is still putting up a fight. What has it been? Almost a year?
6
So,
months.
yeah.
7,
So,
7
Lou,
months.
7,
I
8
have
months?
I have a question for you. Where were you September the 11th of 2001?
Me? I was in high school.
No,
I
Lou.
was in
I was
Lou.
at home and I was just having breakfast. I'm like, what do we have here? I mean, I thought it was just dreaming this and the strange thing is, and this is true. The night before that, after the game was over, I was watching South Park the movie, and the comical, of course, as it was, and you had Sunday and I was saying like that. And the next morning, I wake up and this happens. I'm like, I don't know if that was like an omen or something. Like, jeez. I went from watching a comical satire of World War III, and the next day we got this.
That day right there brought us together as the Americans. We
We should
stood
keep it that
together,
way.
arm in arm.
We should keep it that way.
But now, this nation is divided.
Absolutely.
Haven't we learned from that, from 9/11? I mean, that's what we should, though. We should learn that, we're all Americans, black, white, or whatever. But somehow we've lost that meaning. What's wrong with everybody?
I can tell you what part of the problem is. It's mainstream media.
Well, we knew that. That's been since the dawn of time. But still.
Because look at the COVID when the coronavirus hit.
Yeah.
The media made it sound like it was worse than what it was.
Yes.
And everybody got scared, went out, started buying out stores.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Nothing.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well, we've lost 1 million people.
yeah.
But do you know that the regular flu killed more people
No, it
than the
didn't.
coronavirus did?
No,
Yes.
it didn't.
To me, the COVID is just a jacked up flu.
Well, it's not.
Mm. And there was another thing that passed just a little while ago. Let me just back up here. If you remember Monday, which was September 5th, that was the 50th anniversary of the Olympic tragedy at Munich.
Yes,
Mm.
Munich, correct.
Yeah, we talked about that a couple weeks ago.
That's yeah.
And don't forget the Boston Marathon.
Yeah.
That was what,
And the Red
April
Sox
2013?
Yep. The first year I started podcasting.
Mm.
Just a few weeks. Yeah. And that was like, and the Red Sox, won that World Series. Like,
Yeah.
that was a victory, for baseball and the whole city when that
Yes.
occurred. That
And
was
I
a
can
victory.
Yeah.
I'm not a Red Sox
one
fan,
thing.
never will be, but still.
I can say one thing for New York. They have bounced back pretty well after everything that's happened up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, again, you just like Lou was just talking about the Red Sox when the massacre happened at the marathon. The Yankees should have won the World Series. Unfortunately,
Yes.
the Diamondbacks played, but the Yankees came back because they were down in that series and rallied to go up. What was it, 3-2, right?
Mhm.
And then the Diamondbacks won Game 6 and 7 to win the World Series. But
Yeah.
the Yankees won 3 games in a row. They were down 2-0, and they 3 games in a row. And
Mistake by Mario.
well, Lou, tell me, have you watched The Captain all the way through? I have to go back and watch that series.
Yes, I have.
Okay, I'm gonna go
I
back.
haven't watched.
I haven't watched it.
Is it any good?
It is very good, especially for a Yankee fan.
He's
I'm
my
not-
favorite Yankee.
Yeah,
Jeter's my favorite Yankee. He's my
definitely.
You
favorite. Him
know,
and Mariano Rivera are my 2 favorite.
he took him through the good years, took him through, some of the controversy, how he was a playboy or whatnot, which was not true. Even though George Study had a reputation for being, like a party guy and whatnot, and they even made a commercial of it, which I thought was hysterical.
I have a question for you there, Mr. Brad.
Yes, sir.
Like you said, Sunday is the anniversary of 9/11, and of course, we don't do shows on Sundays.
Mm-hmm.
How about next Thursday? My show and your show would be a memorial show for the victims of 9/11.
Wonderful,
I have no problem with that at all.
wonderful.
I can definitely do that. I have no problem with that at all. We can do that.
I've done 2 shows on 9/11. One with Eric, which you guys, of course, have never got a chance to meet, but a great guy, and he's the reason why I'm here in the first place. And we did a show on 9/11. It was very somber. I mean, a lot of ways, we were wacky too, almost as wacky as this, but we gave it a very somber tone, and it was just very, very emotional to do. And last year, I did the show on 9/11. I was like thinking, wow, I don't know. I was like, gee, what do I do? What do I do? But I figured, the best way to do it is to remember the ones who've lost, and then just go on the show and just not forget what happened. So even though I thought it was a difficult thing to do, I thought let's do it. Let's do it for the country.
So, Lou, are you going to do a memorial show Saturday?
Gee, I didn't think of that, but I will. But I will give people to collect their thoughts and remember the ones who've passed away. So maybe I will do that, and maybe dedicate the show to those who.
Well, if you guys remember too, one of the things that helped the nation heal was sports.
Exactly.
One thing
Exactly.
that helped the nation heal the World Series, everything that
The
happened,
Super Bowl.
everything that happened after 9/11,
just getting sports back was
right.
crucial.
Jack Buck
It
at
was
the
like-
game.
Exactly.
It was having sports back was so important because we were able to move on. We
Correct.
didn't have we had a couple. We were able to put everything aside and not worry about it for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And when we were done with the game, it was like, okay, we can be normal again. We can move on. We can move through this.
Same thing with the coronavirus. When it hit, we had sports, that we could turn to
Yeah,
help
once we got sports back, we were able to just
Function
to be able to put it all aside and be okay,
There's a few songs that when I listen to it, it makes me think of 9/11. Joe Roy, we still had neighbors going. I don't know the name of the song, but it's like we still had neighbors inside the towers going through a living hell.
Yeah.
Then Toby Keith's "Angry American."
Yeah.
Right.
Alan Jackson's "What Were You When the World Stopped Turning."
Yes.
Right.
And they did a movie about the trade centers, but I don't remember the name of it.
World Trade Center.
Yeah, World Trade Center. And it had Nicolas Cage in it.
And Flight 93.
Yep.
Nicolas Cage did an awesome job.
Only thing is though that they didn't shoot entirely in New York though, which I don't know.
They shot portions of it in New York, and they shot portions of it in Hollywood on a.
But the thing is though, how do you think it would have been if they actually shot the whole thing in New York? How do you think they would have, reacted to it?
That would have brought back some bad memories for everybody.
Yeah, I thought so.
If they shot the whole thing in New York.
So there's a president shooting in Canada because it'd be shot to go cheaper. But the thing is, yes, I guess it'd be kind of mixed. Like, yes, we need to remember this in that day and shooting in Europe. But at the same time, I guess people would be horrified by it because you're shooting it right where it took place. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been in poor taste.
On Austin, every year on the anniversary, we have our firefighters. We have a training facility down here. Every year, our firefighters go up those steps as many times as the firefighters in the World Trade Center.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I still see it on our fire trucks down here. 343, never forget.
Yeah, no, I think every fire department around the country will never forget that they lost their brothers that day and sisters in the towers. Same with law enforcement too. Yep.
And even people people like me, weather spotters. Okay, we consider firefighters and cops as our brothers and sisters too.
Right. First responders. Yep. All first responders. Yep.
Yeah.
Because
Your
we all work
paramedics,
together.
firefighters. Yep.
So yeah. But,
Yeah, I have no. I mean, we can talk next week about that because it'll be past 9/11. I have no problem talking about, if anybody wants to come on and tell us where they were, how it may have impacted their lives. I mean, maybe they knew somebody, that was killed, that lost their life on the plane or in the tower or wherever. I'm sure there are people out there if they're willing to talk about it. Some people don't like to talk about that, but if you want to do that.
When I seen it happen, it made me stop and realize something. God has given us a wake-up call.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
He's given us a wake-up call, and this like with this COVID thing. People, he's given us a warning.
Oh, he dropped the snap.
He's
Oh,
telling
no.
us, look what I can do. This nation needs to get back to being under God.
That's right.
That and we need to be united again. I think we're too
Yeah.
separate. We need to be united
Yes.
again. Yep.
We all need to come together as one.
Right.
That's what I always say.
You know, forget about the white, black, brown, purple, yellow.
Yeah.
We're all Americans. We need to come together as
And we're all
one.
people.
Correct.
We're all part of the human race. Let's not forget that.
Because that's what Red Dawn talked about. Is everybody coming together to protect what's theirs.
Right.
And we need to come back to that.
Gentlemen, we got about 5 minutes left. If everybody wants to pitch a show or do something, you're more than welcome. I'll give you guys the floor.
Sorry about that, Brad. I just
No, you're good. No, Joe, you're good. You're good.
No
worries, bud.
Who wants to go first?
Do you want to go, Gerald? Do you want to talk first, or whoever
I'm
wants
done.
to go? Go ahead.
I'm
Okay.
done.
All right.
Okay. All right. I'll go first. So, again, this Saturday I'll be streaming over on the TikTok, watching college football. So if you like college football and like hearing my voice, come hang out with me till I get bored, basically. So we'll see you this Saturday.
All right. After that, if you can spare a couple of hours, join me on the Enhanced Sports Show Saturday, 5 to 7 p.m. East Coast time. Numbers the same as this: 512-543-4662. We'll discuss the pennant races, any more injuries that the Yankees and Mets are gonna have, because there probably will be, of course. College football predictions. Our first full week of NFL predictions. Excuse me. U.S. Open. We'll do the women's semifinals. We'll preview the men's finals because that'll be Sunday. By the time the show gets on back in the air, the men's finals will be over. Sorry. I can't help with the schedule. And for those of you WNBA fans, yeah, we're going to talk the WNBA finals because that's going to be decided tonight.
Yes.
We already got one half in. And we'll also discuss the little golf action, international basketball because those Euro tournaments are going on too. And there's also with the President's Cup because the U.S. have a stacked lineup this year. So for you golf lovers out there, even you, Bradley, you might want to tune in this weekend. And you thought September was going to be a dull month. Guess again, folks. Because even on slow weekends in the sports world, there's always something to talk about on the Enhanced Sports Show. So if you got time, call in. Remember, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, we don't bite.
Let's go.
All right. Well, again, guys, we want to thank everyone who joined the show this evening. Thank these three guys beneath me or on the side of me. I thank you guys. I didn't have a show the last 2 weeks. My power went out last week. The internet went down after that. Everything's back to normal. Got through a show, so that's good. We'll be back, guys, next week, 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As we are every week, we will again be discussing week 2 of college football and week 1 of the NFL. We'll go back and look at the games and then preview the next week as well, as we always do at the final hour of the show. This has been the Walker Report. We are part of In the Zone Sports Talk Radio. We are also part of NGSC Sports. Remember the website, guys. It's ngscsports.com. Head over there, guys. My article about the USF game is up. It's not a very good one from the game last week.
Sorry.
But we are sponsored by creatingzenspaces.com. And we are also sponsored by Garrett's Carrots. Illuminate your inner self, shatter the trendy norms, and open up your world to a newfound level of confidence and admiration. Garrett's Carrot Center Jewelry and Luxury Accessories. Thank you, guys. Again, everyone that joined us, thank you. We love you guys for joining us. If you missed the show, head over to our YouTube channel, The Walker Report. The show will be up immediately following the show. If you missed any of it, if you have any business inquiries, head over to The Walker Report Official at gmail.com. All lowercase. I had to fix that because I had it incorrectly up there. So go over there if you have any, you want to help us expand our audience. I get every day I get people on LinkedIn trying to tell me they can give us 1,000 likes and all this stuff. So I don't believe it until I see it. But anyway, guys, we'll be back next week. I am the Sportster Bradley Walker. Until then, peace.
Good night, folks.
Cut, print, send it.